The crew of Discovery was awakened by Mission Control for Flight Day 4 to begin the installation of a unique piece of hardware, the Z1 Integrated Truss Structure. The truss is an exterior framework that houses gyroscopes and communications equipment and will serve as a mounting platform for giant solar arrays that will be attached to the International Space Station on the next Space Shuttle flight. As Japanese astronaut Koichi Wakata was lifting the shuttle's robot arm out of the payload bay, a short circuit on a payload electrical bus knocked out some shuttle systems, including the primary circuit for the Space Vision System. The Space Vision System is a computerized method of determining the position of hardware during mating. The crew and Mission Control paused to assess their options, then successfully switched to backup systems and power supplies to continue the installation, only missing the Kiel payload bay camera used to assist in the process. Wakata maneuvered the arm to the Z1 truss in Discovery's payload bay and grappled the truss with the robot arm. A series of capture latches that secured the truss in place were commanded open, and Wakata gently raised the truss out of the payload bay. With the truss firmly in its grip, the arm was maneuvered to a position called low hover, where it was held for a final inspection to ensure that all seals and pedals on the common berthing mechanism were properly aligned. With mission specialist Mike Lopez Alegria looking out the window to give Wakata verbal clues, the Z1 truss was placed in the proper orientation for installation as it was moved to its capture position on the Unity module. A series of 4 ready-to-latch indicators signaled Discovery's crew to issue the final capture command as the shuttle and station passed over southern Russia. Using a laptop computer, pilot Pam Melroy commanded 16 bolts to tighten in a 4-stage process to secure the truss to the Unity module, as Wakata released the robot arm and moved it back to its cradled position alongside the payload bay. Melroy called Mission Control with her assessment of the Z1 installation.
Discovery for CBM. We've completed the final torquing, and the bolts look good. The torque looked very much on the low end of what we saw in testing in Huntsville, so I think everything is looking great, and we'll proceed on with capture latch closure.
Final connections and outfitting work for the Z1 truss will be accomplished on a series of spacewalks that begin Sunday. With the Z1 installation complete, Melroy and mission specialist Jeff Weisoff entered the Z1 truss's pressure dome inside Unity, where they set up interior cables and grounding straps in preparation for tomorrow's spacewalk to make electrical connections with the truss. Mission Control elected not to have the crew enter the Zarya module as planned in order to stay on schedule for tomorrow's spacewalk. Those tasks will be completed when the crew enters the station on Flight Day 9. Mission Specialist Bill MacArthur and Leroy Chow configured Discovery's middeck in preparation for their first spacewalk, staging some of the tools, tether, and hardware they will use during Sunday's planned 6.5-hour spacewalk.
Good morning, Discovery. Ohayo gozaimasu, Wakata-san. Koichi, you are not only the winner, you are the man.
Good morning, Houston. Thanks, Gerhard. A great way to start another beautiful day and an exciting day in orbit. Thank you.
You're welcome, Koichi. And for your information, we have the execute package on board. We have Delta the next half hour. You might want to take a look at it, or we can link it up to you.
Now that Discovery and the International Space Station have moved within daylight, we have a real nice view of the common berthing mechanism.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we just wanted to let you know that when the sun came up, we turned the cameras on real close and did a real good inspection of the active CBM, and we've recorded it all for you guys to look at later, but it looks really good.
That's great news. Thanks.
And the operations support officer in the station flight control room confirming the words from Pam Melroy. Even though we're only able to see a still image, he is very happy with the look of the common berthing mechanism on the Unity module, with all 4 pedals deployed and ready for the arrival of the Z1 truss element. Now this is a little bit pulled back view. This as Discovery came into sunlight just a few minutes ago. The Discovery and the station are passing high above the southern Pacific Ocean at the present time after Discovery's reached the midpoint of the 44th orbit of its mission.
Koichi is moving the Z1 into the pre-install position. We are going to be ready a little early before sunset. We'll see if we can't get a good position and go on in and be ready to start operations pretty soon thereafter. You and the station team ready to go for starting the CBM ops as soon as we're ready to press in from SBS pre-install?
Yes, we are ready.
Excellent.
Standing by.
Okay, all shuttle flight controllers. You copied what I just briefed the station team on, so we're getting ready to go on in.
And Houston, how do you like that PSEC value?
And Discovery, Houston, we are comfortable with that PSEC value, and we are ready to press on in.
And so with that call from Ellen Ochoa to the crew on board Discovery, they've been given a go for the installation of the Z1 truss to the International Space Station, adding another 19,000 pounds of hardware, critical hardware, to the growing size of the International Space Station. Two ready to latch indications so far. Now we have the third.
Okay, looks like we've got 3 out of 4.
2.8 inches.
4 RTLs.
And we've got 4 RTLs.
Right.
Luigi, you demand.
Okay, we're looking for...
Pressing in. 2.2. 2
okay,
inches.
he should be there. We should be hearing Pam call for
Yes, stopped command, 2 inches.
first stage capture.
Stations go for first stage.
Roger that. Pam understands. She'll be throwing the latches to first stage here shortly.
Okay, we look like we got a good capture first stage, and Mike reports from the node that it looks like there was a good capture visually also.
We copy and see the same from here. Good work.
The instrumentation and communications officer here in Mission Control maneuvering the payload bay cameras on Discovery to give a good shot of pressurized mating adapter number 3 in the cargo bay. That pressurized mating adapter will be added to the opposite port on the Unity module that is now the home for the Z1 truss structure. This view looking forward from the aft cameras in the payload bay past pressurized mating adapter 3 at pressurized mating adapter number 2 and the Unity module. Discovery currently flying at an altitude of 233 miles as it moves up over the Gulf of Mexico and soon to be crossing just to the south of the Florida Peninsula. Here's a good look at the Z1 truss as it's been installed on the exterior of the Unity module. The large dish, the KU-band antenna that will be activated on future flights to the International Space Station and provide additional communications capabilities for the station.
And Discovery Houston, we have good TV through Mila.
Okay, we'll start a downlink.
Okay, we're looking forward to it.
This view coming to us from the payload bay cameras looking at the stack of the International Space Station, now inside the cabin with some videotape replays.
And this was obviously some of the node ingress activities. Jeff and I working on the Z1 vestibule ingress. And you can tell one of the panels is off because Bill is working on the LB GNC jumper install. Our transfer meister, LA.
Mission Specialist Mike Lopez Alegria. Also in view, pilot Pam Melroy, Mission Specialist Jeff Weishoff, and Mission Specialist Bill MacArthur.
And that snarl of hoses that you see there is the assembly that we put together in order to put air in the Z1 vestibule and also evacuate it when we're ready to leave.
Houston Discovery for PMA2 egress.
Go ahead, Jeff, for PMA2 egress.
Stephanie, we want to know the Node 1 egress procedure has us open the PMA2 grill cover, hard duct grill cover, and there is no place in either that or the PMA egress procedure to close it. Would you like it closed?
And Ellie, thanks for asking, but the PMA2 grill cover should remain open.
I guess that's why the procedure's that way. Thanks.
Okay, Houston, that's about enough of that. I'll tell you what, we'll stop that and we'll swap out for CBM pedal opening, and you guys can look at whatever cameras you like while we're doing that.
Okay, that sounds great, Pam, and we really enjoyed the video so far that you've been sending down.
We're back now with downlink television pictures of the International Space Station stack as seen from the payload bay cameras aboard the Space Shuttle Discovery. Good close look at the newly installed Z1 truss structure.
And here comes the pedals opening.
Okay, we're watching.
Again, Discovery's crew sending down videotape replays of activities earlier today as the common berthing mechanism being readied for the arrival of the Z1 truss structure. These protective pedal covers opening. and their latches retracting.
And Discovery Houston, we're getting good downlink of the flight deck.
Okay, Shannon, great. Give everybody a quick chance to talk about it. Of course, today was a challenging but a very good day. Everybody really showed their stuff by overcoming the extra challenges that we had to do and still get through all the activities. So it was a great day, and we're going to give everybody a chance to talk about the things that we got a chance to do. So first of all, probably one of the biggest things we had was Koichi. We'll let him talk about that.
Yeah, sure. It was a very exciting day today, starting with the IFM and swapping the STS unit, and thanks to the great help from the ground for the PRS and the CBM folks. We are so glad that we had the successful installation with Z1. Thank you very much.
It was a picture-perfect day for CDM. We were really pleased to see how much like the testing that we saw in Huntsville that the performance of the CDM was. In fact, it was very impressive. It was 100% nominal, and we were very excited to get 4 RTLs, which is all, of course, Koichi's responsibility. We were also happy to see Z1 installed so that Jeff and I could get inside and play around inside a little bit.
Well, as Koichi mentioned, we did things that we had some really good training to do, but never thought we would do. And so, interestingly enough, we have used every bit of the OSVS hardware, changed every single bit of it out, and by golly, it's working like a champ. Really want to thank all the folks, Andrew and James, and everybody who worked so hard to train us. I think we had to pull out just about every trick in the book. Of course, tomorrow, Leroy and I are going to head out, and we're going to climb that mountain. We thought Z1 was pretty big in the pool, but when we saw it out of the aft window today in the high hover position, it was huge. Jeff and I spent a good part of the day getting ready for the EVA tomorrow, setting up all the little things, sorting through everything, and staging all the little pieces that we're going to need so we can get out of the door on time. And Jeff also did a lot of work inside of the ISS, and I'll let him talk about that. Oh, it was a group effort getting into the Z1 vestibule today. Pam and I in LA and Koichi were all working hard on it to get through in the timeline. But what we did is once you dock Z1 to the node, it creates a little pressure dome that you can access to get to the controllers. And what we did is open up the hatch and remove those controllers so that they can be used again on later hardware. We also connected some grounding straps, which will allow good conductivity
of the ground between P6, which is the next piece to arrive, with the Flight 4A and the solar arrays that are on top. And a lot of the work that was done in the node today was done by Mike L.A., so I'll hand the mic to him, but I wanted to let you know that one of our highlights of the day was to wake up and find that Leica, Bill's dog, was on the computers, on the mapping of all the computers, and we opened the computers, we saw a nice sleepy dog on all of the computers this morning.
Hey, Shannon, my role today was really one of support. I got to witness the fruits of the labors of Koichi and Pam when I did the IFM to get the OSVU working along with Bill. I got to go inside the node and executed the plan that we put together kind of late with James Tinch and Bob Berenson and Chris Zajac to look out through the node zenith hatch window as Koichi brought in the C1. And I really didn't need to be there. It was right on track the whole way in, like it was on rails, and I got to be in there while we actually moved the capture latches over the capture fittings on Z1 and pulled it in. So, all in all, great day. I'll pass it back over to Brian for the close.
Well, we wouldn't have been able to be as successful as we can, or as we were today, without all the help that we got from the ground. There's no question about it. The teams there in Houston, Mission Control, you guys were providing invaluable insight and backup for us. And the trainers that got us ready, we're going to buy the beer because we used all that training that you gave us. And so until, I guess, tomorrow, Shannon, we'll have another pass and we'll talk to you all then. Thanks a lot.